Good afternoon, guys. New Hope Cuts here. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Um, this video is going to be about the oil change, 160-hour oil change review on the Surfer Pro 34. I, you know, basically I'm just doing a standard oil change. I got my extractor there that is pulling the oil out of the neck of the mower. I've had this. I think I had this since last year, maybe a year before, and it's worked pretty good, guys. I'm not a fan of uh, using or taking the drain plug out and all of that. I just rather just pump on this for a little bit, and it just sucks the air out of it. I'm sorry, sucks the oil out of it pretty good. Give it a few pumps every now and then, and it just pulls the oil right out of it. I run Kawasaki 20W50 in all of my mowers, um, and because I'm told that it's better for our climate down here in the South with the harsh winters and the hot summers. You need a really good oil in your mowers. Shout out to HIPAA on this one. They supplied me with um, the oil filter and air filter for this video. HIPAAs make great products, guys. They're generics like everything else, but hey, there's nothing wrong with generics at the end of the day. Generics work really good, and you know, I have no complaints, and it saves money in the end. So there's the HIPAA oil filter that I'm using um, for that unit. It's white, which I don't care if it's pink. If it does the job, that's fine. I change my oil roughly around every 50 hours or so. So I think this might be maybe the third oil change that I've done since I've had it. I got it 2 years ago. July of 2023 is what I had it. So yeah, standard oil change. If you've done one, you've done all. Uh, so let's kind of talk about the mower a little bit. Um, it's been great. Have not had any issues with it up until a week ago, whereby the uh, the gas uh, hand stopped working. Don't know what happened to it. I had filled the mower up, but it was still showing empty. Um, and don't know what it was. I decided to, after a couple days investigating it a little bit, uh, I had reached out to the dealer, and the dealer, the mower is still under warranty. It comes with 2 year or 300 hours, whichever one comes first. Looks like I am going to end up with 2 years for this guy, but that's fine. Um, but anyway, called the dealer. It was a few days ago. Told him what the issue was. He said, "Mr. Davis, no problem. We've kind of seen that before with other brands, including Hustler." So they did some research. They called Hustler. Hustler sent them a brand new gas tank um, with a new fuel gauge already installed. I guess you can't remove the fuel gauge in it, and that's fine. Um, I dropped it off one morning. They called me back that afternoon, said it was ready. I got back up the next morning. I went and picked it up and brought it home. And I went back through my records on when the last time I did an oil change on it. I had passed that 50 hours. So I did. That's what I'm doing here now is an oil change. So outside of that, I mean, that is the only issue that I've had with the mower. Um, I have, as far as its performance, it has performed well. I don't have a mulch kit on it. I've been running mulching blades on it. I've also ran the stock Hustler blades on it. Those don't last as long as um, the Oregon or rotary, I should say, blades that's currently on it right now. The rotary, you know what I'm saying, is a little bit thicker blade, and it holds up better. I get a little bit longer life out of those compared to the stock. The stock ones are a little thin, in my opinion, but they work. Um, and I will use the stock ones at the beginning of the season because I have a box of them that I got from the dealer when I bought the mower, and just run through those and all of that. Um, and so, but other than that, no issues to really report of. I used a Green Guard shoot blocker. If you hadn't been seen that video, go back through my portfolio of videos and you can see that. Um, and it's worked well. Um, I just keep it maintenance, uh, and it does what it's supposed to do. I love to using the small backyard gates. That's the whole purpose of this mower, is using it in the smaller backyards. Those gates that are 36 inches, 35 and a half inches. This mower squeezes right through it and does the job. And I've also used it on medium-sized cookie cutter properties, um, it, and just used it, right? It's a fun riding machine. Now, it is true, it is not the fastest machine out there, but it beats a push mower any day of the week. You get the job done and you move on to the next one. I think the hydros, they're not serviceable hydros. But that doesn't matter for me, right? It has made me the money that I have invested in and then some. So I am not really concerned overall about the speed, because at the end of the day, it is not a race, guys. It's a marathon. And if you do what you're supposed to do, the day goes on, you get your properties done, and you on to the next one, right? This mower is the mower of my choice and has been for the small gated backyards, where I come to the customer and they always ask, "Hey, are you going to have to push that?" I said, "No, sir. When I measure that gate, or I can look at that gate and I can tell that it is 34 and a half inches or 35 inches or 36 inches, it's a no brainer at that point." Um, so outside of that, uh, I think that's about it, guys. It doesn't burn oil. It doesn't smoke. It doesn't do anything. Hadn't had to do anything with the tires on it. They got run flats on the front, and they got the narrow tires on the back. Um, it holds heels decently, right? The only knock that I will give against this more, I wish I could use it as a walk behind, right? And I probably could figure out how to disable the switch on the deck, where the standing platform, so I could use it as a walk behind. That's it. But I really ever had a need to use it as a walk behind. If I get into a steep ditch, I'm gonna get on a string trimmer and keep it moving right at the end of the day. Um, but let's see. Outside of that, uh, keeping the oil change, keeping the blades sharp on it. I run 100% ethanol free gas in all of my mowers and trimmers. Yes, it costs a little bit more per gallon, but I think overall it helps and runs the mower better. I don't have to worry about draining it over the winter time, even though this past winter, um, I had a pretty busy mowing season. So So yeah. But yeah, guys, that's it. If you're on the fence about a Surfer Pro, don't be on the fence about a Surfer Pro. It is well worth the investment. I see some folks out there um, that are, knocking it because of the speed. I'm not knocking it because of the speed. It's a money maker. It's a low end commercial stand on mower. I love stand ons. It's a game changer. All right, New Hope Cuts. Keep cutting.